Today I'm sharing with you biscotti recipe. It's a white chocolate cranberry biscotti recipe. So what I love about this biscotti recipe is that it's really so simple. And there's not a lot of fat in it, minus the fat in the chocolate and the eggs. So you can kind of call it a low-fat cookie. And into my mixer bowl, I have my paddle attachment. I'm going to add 2 eggs that are at room temperature. And then I'm also going to add some granulated white sugar. So we're going to whip this on medium speed for about 3 minutes until it gains some volume. The eggs and the sugar will lighten in color, and all that nice air that's whipped into the eggs are going to give our biscotti a nice rise in the oven. And then the egg and the sugar kind of create a figure 8 when you just let the mixture drip down back into the bowl. So it's nice and thick and it's ready to continue on. So at this point we're going to add our flavorings. I like to add vanilla extract. I always say the more the better with vanilla. And then I like to add some lemon extract. So a ½ teaspoon of lemon extract. And then I'll just blend this on low to get the extracts mixed in. So now all at once, we'll just add our dry ingredients. I'll blend this on low, and when the dry ingredients are almost completely combined, I'm gonna add my white chocolate and my cranberries. All right, so in with these two, double time. And once it comes together, it should be a fairly thick dough. You should be able to pick it up like this. It kind of stays in place. I'm going to shape these into mini biscotti, but if you want to make larger biscotti, you could do that as well. So I'm going to grab a ½ sheet pan that I'm lining with parchment here. You definitely want to use parchment or a silpat. You don't want these to stick to the pan. And to shape the biscotti, some people like to use flour or powdered sugar and roll them on the table. I prefer to just use water. The water is going to keep the dough from sticking in your hands when you roll them. So I'll take about half of my dough, and I'll wet one hand pretty liberally, and then I'll scrape the dough off, and then I'll wet my other hand, and I'll kind of wet the dough and just turn it around loosely in my hands. And then I'm just going to start to roll it between my palms. And I'll let it get a bit longer as I roll it in my hands and then place it on the tray. And then you want to pat down the top and then flatten the 2 ends. So I'll bake these biscotti at 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes until they're firm to the touch, and then I'll let them cool until they're cool enough to handle. Then we'll slice them up and we'll rebake them, or toast them as some people say, at a lower temperature just to crisp them up and remove that moisture, further intensify the flavor and kind of add some staying power to them. So into the oven they go for their very first bake. So once your biscotti are cool enough to handle, you want to peel them off the parchment. We'll slice them all up, and then I'm going to place them on the tray. And you want to stagger them just a bit so there's some space for the air to circulate around them. So we'll pop these biscotti back in the oven at 300 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes, just until they're crispy. We want them to develop that characteristic crispy crunch that everyone loves in biscotti. If you like your biscotti a little bit softer, bake them for about 5 minutes less. If you want them really crispy and ready to dunk in coffee or tea, bake them for a couple minutes more. So once your biscotti finish their second bake and they cool, they're ready to enjoy or send your family and friends. But I like to finish my white chocolate cranberry biscotti with a little dip in some more white chocolate. You certainly don't have to do this, but I think it adds a nice elegant touch to these biscotti. So there you have it. This is my favorite recipe for white chocolate cranberry biscotti. I enjoy them any time of year, but trust me, they're the perfect complement for holiday gatherings or holiday gift baskets, and they'll stay fresh for a couple weeks. So if you're looking for a cookie to send to your loved ones or someone special in the mail, biscotti are the perfect cookie. If you guys want the full recipe, check out my blog. Hit me with any questions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Baking with Dan on YouTube. Until next time, happy baking and stay sweet.